All right, hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm going to call it 2 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that there East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I am Mad Statter today, and this is Chatter with Statter, and it looks like we have got a ton of people already in the stream, and so we are going to start. Let's see here. Where did it go? All right, here we go. I've got a brand new drop today, and it's from Pacola T. She probably won't be here. Instead, she's all up on an Alaska tour, but this is a fresh new drop from Pacola T. Here we go. Boop.
Tune in to Chatter with Statter, Wednesdays and Sundays, 5 p.m. Pacific. You never know where the chat will go. Tune in.
All right, so spooky tunnels. We'll talk a little bit about where, what, how, why that tunnel action happened, and why in the Flying Fork Pacola T was in that spooky place. But before that, I want to say, hey, how's it? Terry with raiding in with a party of 5. Looks like Katie's Aura came in with Terry on that there raid. And we've got Elaine coming in on that there YouTube side. Terry subscribed to tier 2 for 46 months. Awesome, dude. That's so amazing. I don't really know if I've got too much to offer my level 2 folk other than like maybe an extra emote. But hey, if you want to do level 2, I have no problem with that. Right Frequency Radio, good evening to you as well. Let's see here. Who else we got? We got Katie's Aura. And let's see here. We got Pacola T. Oh my goodness. She is here. She said she wouldn't be, but she is. Turns out I can stream today and happy to join after missing a few. All right. If I'd have just scrolled in earlier, I would have seen that Pacola T was here, and I'm all lying to your faces. Pacola T's not going to be here. Nope, she's not here. She's already like, I already said hi to everybody, so where you been? Mama Sean saying aloha to everybody. Let's see here. eMusic also doing the aloha, and yeah, I know how to do words. Kenny from the Cove saying howdy, buoys and gulls. That's right. Terry in Scotland saying meow to Ashes Dusty and Leo. You know, I haven't seen Leo in a day or two. That doesn't mean anything, but I haven't seen him in a little bit, so I'm guessing that I will be seeing him soon because it has been a couple of days, maybe even an entire week. And Terry, where's the hostess with the mostest? I was busy putting together last minute things for the stream, and then I remembered I hadn't brushed my teeth yet today. And so for those of you who watch on larger screens, I didn't really want to have something in my teethuses, so I had to go brush my teethuses, and so that's what I was doing. And let's see here, Terry in Scotland, thank you for the 1,000 biddies. And it is 4 p.m. Alaska time, 5 p.m. on that there Seattle time, so 4 p.m. on Alaska. All right, we'll have to remember that, or in Alaska, because on Alaska is actually a different place, but that's okay. We're gonna just carry on with saying hello to everybody who is here. And she is her mother's savage daughter, the one who runs barefoot, cursing sharp stones. Give it up for Mad Statter. Oh yeah, that actually is a very appropriate intro, Kenny, like more appropriate than you might know. And let's see here. And then Terry in Scotland bragging about his newfound hobby and all of the skills he's getting. He found two new bracelet patterns for paracord bracelets, the brickwork and the narrow chain link. I posted them both on Facebook. I have one of each on my wrist now. Oh, fantastic. I haven't been on Facebook for the last couple hours because I've been trying to get this all organized in time. And we know how that went, didn't we? Yeah. We know how that went. On time. And good, Pacola T, I could have all the things in my teethuses and you wouldn't notice, but people who apparently watch this thing on an actual big screen TV, oh my, I need to make sure that I don't got last night's seaweed stuck in today's teethuses. That is exactly it. So, okay, it looks like we have got so many people in the house right now, so why don't we actually get the party started? And you know what? Speaking of my pearly whites, I'm so glad you guys give me the benefit of the doubt that you think that my teeth are pearly and white, because they're actually not. If you look real closely, I'm going to get all honest with y'all. You know, these teethuses, they look cute, don't they? No, on the gum line right here, I have a total cavity. Like, it's visible with the bare naked eye. It's just like a big old brown streak on the gum line of my tooth. It's definitely not a pearly white. And speaking of, what's wrong with your mouth? What's wrong with your teeth? What's wrong with your this? No, wait, this. What's wrong with your this? For those of you who weren't here last night to hear it, I'll tell you today. That is from a self-inflicted surgery that I did last Friday when I was watching Andy Boomatai's Daily Pigeon Live. I had a cyst on my face that was like growing so fast. It was extremely painful. And I said, no, I'm done with this. So I sliced open my face and took out part of the cyst. Not all of it, unfortunately. But either way, now it's growing in just fine. And it's no longer in pain. And I know it sounds like an insane thing to do, but you have to understand, I've already done this once on my face before. It was on my nose, but I did that surgery with a safety pin. This one I actually did with sterilized, surgical razors and tweezers. So it wasn't nearly as gangsta, actually, or ghetto as the safety pin surgery. And because lips and mouth tissue heals really fast, I really didn't think I was going to have too much of a problem. And I was right. So if you ever want to do surgery on yourself, maybe don't. But if you do want to, I'm not going to tell you not to. I'm not going to tell you to do it, but I'm not going to tell you not to, because I've done it twice before on my own face. Actually, you know what? I've done it 3 times before on my own face, because once I took a pair of toenail clippers and I clipped off a skin tag that was just bugging me because I kept seeing it in my own eyes. And, I really don't know if you should listen to me, because, you probably shouldn't cut up your face unless you know what you're doing. Or unless you're stupid enough to think you know what you're doing. That would be what I am, you see. So let's see here. Oh, good, Terry and Scotland. You think you've found a way to receive payments, but you still have to find a courier to the States. Right? Yeah, exactly. So once you figure out those details, give us a rough number of what that courier cost might be. And because I have a feeling it might be more than you think it's going to be, just because, not because I'm calling you ignorant, but because I'm calling postal rates crazy, and they're always more than you think they're going to be. All right? And exactly, statter surgery, proceed with caution, no guarantees. Exactly. And I need to get some skin tags removed from my left eye. That's one reason I don't do webcams. Well, Midnight Frequency Radio, unless they're super, super, super obvious, chances are people can't tell. I actually have a skin tag on my eyelid, and I have thought about cutting it off myself, but because it's actually on my eyelid, not just around my eye, but on my eyelid, I'm gonna actually wait for a real doctor to do that. Because when it comes to eye stuff, I like my eyes, even though they don't work very properly unless I've got glasses. I still do. I enjoy having eyes that work. I really, really do. And surgery by Dr. Statter ain't for the faint of heart. That is very true. That is very true. And I've been, you don't want to put your eye out. Literally. Exactly. But, I have been doing surgical type procedures since I was a kid. Now, granted, they weren't real surgeries, but I don't know how many ears I've pierced in my life, but I've pierced many ears in my life. And let me just tell you right now, never with a gun, with a piercing gun, and never with a piercing needle. Just a regular old needle, or sometimes a piercing stud. My nose ring, which you probably have never noticed that I have a nose ring. I actually don't have it in right now. But when I pierced my nose when I was 15, I just jammed a piercing stud through it. So, you'll pull your eye out. You'll put your eye out. You'll pull your eye out. Whatever, dude. So I have been known to to stick needles and knives into flesh, be it my own or others. Luckily, no malpractice, because you see, anyone who comes to me for that kind of surgery knows we're just practicing here. All right, you guys, so we have got a lot of silly things today. And let's see here. If you can see out both eyes, counted a joy all along. Some of us can't say that. Kenny, I know that. And actually, to tell you the truth, no, I can't. This eye has got a cataract that is deciding to ruin my life. I can see out of it, but it's basically just a blur of blurs. This is the eye that does the heavy work. And of course, this is the eye that has the skin tag on it. So this is the valuable eye, and I definitely don't want to ruin the valuable eye. This eye will once again become valuable once the cataract goes away. But right now, this is the handicapped eye, working definitely at a handicap. And it looks like we got trail dust in the house, and I've got something to show. Midnight Radio. I do not want to be a Ralphie, without a doubt. I do not. And let's see here, though. Oh, okay, here we go. All right, so you guys, if you were here last stream, not last night at the cinema, but the last chatter stream, you know that we were talking about brassieres, expensive bras. And I'll tell you what, the average bra costs, about $50, $75 in the United States. We determined that, we had proof, etc., etc. But you guys, this kind of bra goes for way more than just $50. I'm not exactly sure the context in which this kind of bra was made, but this bra right here was made by our very own Trail Dust 55. And I'll tell you what, my friend, I don't know what you made it for or who you made it for, but I have no doubt in my mind that if you sold these, if you made these on a regular basis, you could sell them for easily $150 a set, if not $200 a set. Probably even more, but because I'm a cheapskate, I'm just throwing down low numbers. But yeah, our very own Trail Dust designed and created this spooky set of boulder holders that quite honestly, I think I know of many women in my life that would love this. Exactly, Midnight Frequency. Good Lord, goth folks would go crazy over that. You're reading my mind, my friend. Seriously, because you could do them multiple different ways, but just keeping them open like that, with enough, there's enough coverage in the middle that it probably could cover an areola for legal sense, so you could just wear it plain. But even just wearing it over, a piece of, a bustier or whatever, there's so many different ways that this set could be worn. And Kenny, who would wear that? C-3PO's mom? Dude, anybody who goes to a goth club, a fetish club, even just a club, get some pasties over those areolas, and you can just wear that as a top outside. Oh, Kenny, lots of people would be stoked to have something like that as part of their wardrobe. Ouch, not to mention tough getting through metal detectors. True, and it would leave weird tan lines. That is very true. I am not suggesting that this is a brassiere or a bikini top for people who want to bathe in the sun, because the metal would probably get a little bit hot as well. No, this is for your after dark crowd. This is for your dancing after dark till daylight kind of thing. This is for, as Midnight Radio said, like, no, dude, this is for the goth crowd. And yeah, Madonna would probably buy something like that. Absolutely. And yeah, Elaine, they would definitely need to be custom made. Some of them a little bit larger than others. Without a doubt. And I'm curious, Trail Dust, because we are talking about your work here. I am curious, if you were responsible for, or the recipient was responsible for, connecting them together to make them. Like, what did you use? You know, I see we've got the fastening points, the little, you know, I'm going to say grommet for lack of a better word, but that's not the word at all. You know, we can see the 3 holes on each of the boob cups. And so I'm wondering, did you connect them by chain? Did you connect them by ribbon? Did you connect, like, do you, were you even a part of the final assemblage of such a work of art? All I know is, I really feel like, I don't know how long it took you to make that. I don't know how expensive it was for you to make that. But I really feel like you could sell those. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how much. You think that's the smallest size you've made? Oh, so you've made them before then. You've made multiple of these. And I'm guessing you've found a market for them. Because for real, dude, if you haven't found a market for them yet, you ain't looking right. Because if I were one to go out clubbing, I would totally want one of those. I mean, granted, I'd be wearing it over like a bustier type of thing, but I still would totally want one of those. And Terry in Scotland, he says he could wear that for those occasions when I embrace my feminine side, he says. And Pacola T, I guess this would qualify as an underwire bra. Yeah, underwire, overwire, sideways wire. And they're still on your computer desk. You posted these for last Halloween. Well, for real, man, get yourself an Etsy shop or something, and those goth girls are gonna come with their measurements, and you're gonna be making booby cups all around. Booby cups for you, booby cups for you, booby cups for you. I don't think you should advertise them as booby cups. It's probably a better way to advertise them, but you know what I mean. Booby cups. All right, so so this is the kind of silliness that hopefully we're going to be talking about today, because silliness is really where I want to, I kind of want to be. All right, so there we go. Now, I don't know, switching the topics completely, sort of, ish. We're still talking about metal. It's a little bit different. But have you guys seen... Right, an over-the-shoulder wire boulder holder. Oh boy, that is a tongue twister. That is a tongue twister. And yeah, trail dust, it sounds like a good retirement job. It's good to have hobbies, and your hobbies happen to be boobies. I think that sounds like a wonderful hobby for a lot of people. I don't work in metal, but if I did work in metal, I would be stealing that idea like nobody's business. In fact, I know several blacksmiths, and you're very lucky that I did not share with them your design, because one of the blacksmiths that I know is a female, and she would wear that every day. So, actually, that design would be a booby cage. Yes, they would be. Yes, not a booby cup, booby cage. That is much, much more accurate. Much more accurate. Exactly. Let's get silly now. Everybody's learning how. Come and be silly with us. Do. And Pacola T, I think the Iron Maiden folks already laid claim to that name. Well, but what about? Isn't there a bra name named Maidenform? So those could be Iron Maiden forms. Oh, I cracked myself up. I hope you guys are giggling, because I'm just having a good time here. Iron Maiden forms. That's what they are. Yeah, alright. So, and actually it would be a really good costume if you wanted to be Spider-Woman. I'd be a Spider-Woman costume. And Carrie Fisher wore that metal bikini once. Not that metal bikini, but yeah, a very similar one. And I swear to you, every male within 5 years over my age and 5 years under my age had a moment with that bathing suit and Carrie Fisher. It left an image in their mind. It left a mark. It was a noteworthy scene in their childhood cinematic exposures. That scene with Princess Leia in that bikini. So many boys know about that scene a lot, don't they? Yes. The steel supports. You got it. After a while, would that become painful? Oh, absolutely, Midnight Frequency Radio, but you have to understand, half of what women wear is already painful. High heels, painful. Underwire bras, painful. Spanx, painful. Pantyhose, painful. What are they called? Garter belts, painful. We don't, what do we wear that's not painful? So, yeah, there you go. Yep, it would be uncomfortable. It would be uncomfortable and painful. Just like Carrie Fisher said. She said that thing was ultra uncomfortable. But sometimes you gotta look, if you want to look good, you gotta walk in pain. All the ladies will go nuts for a bra with roll cages, the height of mammary safety. Put some rhinestones on it, it'll sell like hotcakes. Actually, Kenny, I totally think you're right. You can have the basic version, or you could have the version where the spiders all gemmed out, all bejeweled, etc., etc. Listen, man, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life. I'm just saying that if you want to make booby cages, I feel like that is a future for you, Trail Dust. Oh, wait. Iron Maiden forms. That's it. Iron Maiden forms. That's what we're going to call them from now on. Light up cones. Yes. Yeah, LEDs. Totally, actually. And glitter it. Exactly. We could do a lot of different things with it. You could paint them black. You could paint them silver. You could paint them glitter. You could paint it bedazzled and light up. There's really no end to the modifications and customizations that can come with our Iron Maiden forms. Just mail in your coupon today. Check mark every box that you want to add. Every bedazzle and extra light will cost another $5, but at the end of the day, your $250 bra can actually cost you $733.87, but it will be all yours and no one else will have one like it. There we go. No credit on delivery. No CODs. We'll take money orders, cash or money orders, but no CODs. That's it. So send your coupon to KTEL. You can do it in 99-cent payments over the span of 3 years. And it's your safety toe work boots, but for your breastises. Exactly. Oh gosh, blinker in center point. Decorate with refrigerator magnets. Or you can hang your Labubus off of them. You can do all sorts of different things. Remember mood rings? What about mood boobs? Oh my goodness, Bacola T, exactly. The spider could be made with those rocks that change colors on your mood. That sounds exactly like we need to do. And let's see here. All right, so we definitely have. Where's ChatGPT when we need it? ChatGPT, write up a business plan based on all of the exciting points that we've discussed here today for Iron Maiden forms and booby cages. And we will be millionaires by next week. That is exactly it. And yeah, I don't know about that. But now that we're hopefully, calming down a little bit, I do have a question, and it vaguely relates to metal. More like aluminum cans, actually. But have you guys seen this before? So many ideas rolling off our chest, but thank you. We'll be here all week. And, oh, if you're feeling whimsical, you could put a little propeller in the middle. No. Yes, but why wouldn't you have instead of the spiders, why couldn't you have a propeller on each one? Or maybe make the spider a propeller. You know, make the spider go twirly. Yeah, there's lots of modifications. Do we want the spider web to actually have a spider on it? Maybe we just want propellers on it instead. Maybe we want the spider to be the propeller. Oh, and there you go. Would be cool to have eyes at the center point. Pop, I see you. Yeah, and you know what? Then then the woman who's wearing it can't complain that none of the guys are looking at her eyes. Because they're down there. Anyway. Have you guys seen these? Oh, Bacola tea. Yeah, forget the propeller. It's called built-in fans for women of a certain age having hot flashes. Yes, that's it. It's not a propeller. It's a menopause fan. Terry in Scotland. And with propellers, all you need is a skateboard, and you can arrive in Tacoma in style. And you can just, yeah, I'd have to go backwards though, right? Because I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so speaking of women of a certain age and getting old and the like, and, you know, well, being old and not knowing how things work anymore, yeah, spinner wheels on cars are passé. Spinner boob cages are the new fad. There you go. There you go. Well, and speaking of new fads, you guys here, boom, have you seen these and do you know how to work them? Do we have these in the United States? I'm not talking about the soda. I'm talking about the soda can. I'm talking about the lid on the soda can. Do we have these? I've never seen one in real life, and if I didn't see a video just earlier today, I wouldn't know what to do with these. So there's these fancy new soda cans that closed and open, right? And apparently what you do is you lift up the back part and then you push the cover so it's open. Then it's open, but then you can close it again. And so I'm just wondering if you had run across this in the wild, would you have known how to deal with it? I know I wouldn't have. And do you see these in the wild? And so, yes, exactly. Bacola T. Hey, See You Honda. Good to see you. We're talking about these newfangled cans and how I'm so old I don't know how to open them. I haven't seen one in real life. But apparently they are in existence, and I think in the UK they're kind of common, maybe. But yeah, so if you start from the far left, you know, that's it closed, and then you pop open that tab in the back, and then you go back to the front part and you slide it up. Now it's open, and you can then close it again. You can slide it back closed and then like snap it shut on the top, I guess. And I bet that adversely affects the price of the beverage. I don't know, because I've never seen one in real life, but I can only assume that it does. And then I have to wonder, these things look like they're plastic, so how do those get recycled on the otherwise recyclable aluminum can? Because apparently, that's exactly it. That's cool if you don't finish the whole drink to keep it from going flat. That's apparently exactly what these are for, is to reduce waste wasted soda, I guess, or wasted beer, or wasted days and wasted nights, or something like that. And, but I still have a lot of questions about it, because, like Kenny pointed out, like, how much is this technology gonna up the cost of an already overpriced beverage? And then also, how is it going to be recycled? And Terry says that they've discovered a plastic-eating fungus, which is awesome, but I don't think they've put that into use yet in regards to getting rid of plastic, at least not in mass production or destruction. I don't really know what you would refer to that. And yeah, it does kind of look like a slider on a Yeti cup, for sure. But okay, so it looks like then, or it sounds like, we've got people from, God dang it, where am I? Where is it? Where is the cups? There we go. So it sounds like we've got, mass digestion. There you go, Terry. So it sounds like we've got people from all over the world, and none of us have seen these yet. So what that means is, when and if you ever do see one of these things, you're gonna be on the cutting edge of knowledge, and you're gonna be able to say, hey, I've seen those before. I even was told how to open them, but I don't remember, so let's paw at it like a baby raccoon and see if we can figure it out together, right? That's probably what's gonna happen to me, at least. So yeah, I just wanted to show you some silly things like that. Yeah, never seen them before. So so now that you've never seen them until today, they're probably going to be, next time you go to 7-Eleven, they're probably going to be like on every drink, and you'll just be like, oh my God, have these always been like this? And then you'll say to yourself, I don't think so. We had this discussion before. I'm sure that's exactly how the conversation's going to go in your head. Exactly. So, all right, let's see here. Yeah. See, Honda, you did miss some booby talk. We were getting silly. We had a booby wire cage that, here, let's see if I can find it. Trail Dust made a booby wire cage, and it's a little gothic spider bra, and we had big visions for big visions for what Trail Dust should do in his retirement, i.e. make them. And now what am I supposed to do with all the boob humor I loaded up in my head? Well, Kenny, you should put it in one of those cans and reseal the can for later use. That's why you can, right? And Picola T, how many youngsters would know what to do with the key stuck to a can? Picola T, I think we've all seen videos where youngsters don't even know how to use a can opener, let alone a key on a can. I mean, no, they would not know. They would not know. They would not know. They would probably think it's like some sort of toy that you collect with each can of Spam. All right, so now let's see here. What are we gonna do? Oh, I know what we're gonna do. Picola T is here, and so we're gonna go. No, I didn't. I did not, Terry in Scotland. If boy butt gets me banned from Twitch and YouTube, I'm not gonna do girl boob, because that'll get me in more trouble, I think. Well, actually, it probably would. We're not gonna talk about that. And flip it over, and you can store your onions in those. Good point. They are kind of like those hanging baskets for produce. There you go. All right, you guys. So, yeah, hey, Andre, good to see you. Only brown boy butt. Yeah, totally. All right, you guys. So, yep, quote me on that. Picola T, is here, but she's also there. Where is there? There is here. What do I mean? Here's what I mean. Picola T is in Whittier, Alaska. And Whittier, Alaska is very, very cold. I don't know how cold it is, but 300 people live in Whittier, approximately. And in order to get from the harbor to where everybody lives, whoops, where does everybody live? Hold on. Everybody lives in this building. God dang it. The whole town lives in this building. So you better not piss off anybody in town because they're your neighbor. And behind this building, so it's about 49 degrees now, but in the winter, it gets to be a little bit more chilly. A little more chilly-billy, right? That's why they don't need to go outside ever. They basically just stay inside. Oh, the town with only one condo for everybody. Yes, exactly. It's an old military base. But behind the old military base, you can find people hiking. People that look like this. And where are they hiking? They're hiking at places that look like this. And then they look like this. I mean, is that not a postcard right there? Are you kidding me? That's just like magical. And then it also looks like this. And then it also, well, there we go. It looks like this. The tunnel does. And I'd be willing to bet that the people who live in the big building, that big building, they probably see more of this than they do that. But there you go. That, you guys, if you were wondering, as well you should be, because just because Pecola Tea is here doesn't mean she's here. It could mean she's there. And yeah, that is where Pecola Tea is right now. And Terry in Scotland, thank you so much for gifting some subs. And let's see here. Sometimes if they do close the doors right in the building, their bears will wander in the lower levels. Oh, Andre, did you come in here to be perfect? Because let me tell you, that is so perfect because I was going to show this video. It's very scary.
Excuse me! Buddy! Hello! Hey! Guys!
Yeah, I don't really know what they were doing to be so oblivious. I mean, they were reading, obviously, but wow, man. They really were in their own world. And there's a reverse flow traffic tunnel on the edge of town, only road to get back and forth, and it closes at night. That's isolated. Wow. Yeah, that is isolated. And exactly right, Midnight Frequency Radio. He's just looking for a picnic basket, and it looks like he might have found it, actually. But here's what I have to say. They really, at that park, all they need to do is get some chickens. Because chickens, well, you'll see. Those chickens were taking care of business. Those chickens were having none of that. You can't get my picnic basket. You can't get my honey. You better not steal my eggs. We're coming after you, little big bear. That's right. So don't mess with chickens, y'all. They know that they're dinosaurs. Okay, they just forget how little they are, but they know that they're dinosaurs, and they will think that they can F you up. And Kenny, that must be a Chicago bear. It just wandered around the field not doing anything. And Terry in Scotland coming with the weather report. It's 52 degrees here in Lanark, Scotland at 1:45 a.m. And it's 64 degrees in Seattle right now. And that's about right. I don't know exactly what my temperature is, but according to my clock, actually it's the phone. It's actually 63, Terry, and it's 66 in my house, which is why I'm wearing my long sleeve shirt today. And it's my favorite long sleeve shirt because it says, hold on, how can I do this? It says, Shaka you. Oops. Shaka you, Faka. So that's my favorite shirt right now. And yeah, chicken are for bears, Canadian geese are for moose, and the bear is thinking, what a bunch of peckers. That is exactly it. That is exactly it. All right, so 71 degrees in Oakland. Well, Andre, you finally got your summer. All right, y'all, we are 2 minutes past our Lono listening break, and so we're going to listen to Lono, and honestly, I don't remember what song I chose, so let's find out together, shall we?
Skibbity-dabbity-doo, well, just flew over Kanakaka. See the nuka waving goodbye. Turn around, take me home. We got the mangoes, papayas, coconut trees. I wanna lay in the Hawaiian breeze, Molokai. Take me home, let's dance. All the pretty ladies in the hula hala, all the signs read Aolela uahiki no. Take me home. When that wind starts a blowing, you can walk right in, seaside and Uliaki, Lomeli Costa, Elili Ue, start dancing with the hula girls swaying, walk on the wharf, take me home. Skiddly zipa zaba zizap, jiba zay, bazoo bazoo, ziza bazay, that's Amazon zay. Take me home. That one. When that wind starts a blowing, you can walk right in, seaside and here, Uliaki, Normandy Costa, Eliliue, start dancing with the hula girls swaying, walk on the wharf, take me home. Molokai, where the humu humu nuku nuku apua'a go swimming by.
If you enjoy what you heard, check us out at www.lonomusic.com. Aloha.
All right, I've got a visitor here, so let's see if we can get him in the line of fire. Oh, there we go. Don't know if you can hear him purring, but he's purring. And he just wants his dinner right now because it's 10 minutes to 6, and he's like, it's dinner time, Mom. But yeah, that is, in case you didn't know, that was Dusty. And let's see here, Andre, we got the weirdest weather lately up here in the Bay Area. warm and humid, and then cold and gray, and now sunny and warm. Yeah, it's, it is the transitional summer fall arguments that we're having up here as well. Today it's a 63-degree day. Tuesday it's supposed to be mid-80s. So there you go. And yes, Midnight Frequency Radio, exactly. Feed me. But he also knows that if I'm talking to the TV like this, he's second priority. And Elaine, that's a huge kitty. He is very long, but he's also very lanky. So he weighs like only 14 pounds, but he is so big. And I know, like, only 14 pounds. Yeah, well, he used to weigh more. But he's an old man now, so he's slimmed down a little bit. His sister is only 8 pounds. Definite size difference there, between the boys and the girls. And I know, isn't he? See, Honda, Dusty is really lightening up. Yeah, he's starting to look like those spirit bears they have. They're grizzly bears that are, instead of being brown, they're like blonde. That's all I see these days on his fur is just like, you just look like a spirit bear. He never really, this last winter, he never really re-darkened up again, because during the summer he lightens, and then generally over the winter he darkens. But this last winter he really didn't ever darken. So he sort of just continued his lightning journey. And so I think he wants to be a blonde. He's tired of his mysterious brunette ways, and he wants to have more fun. I think he really just wants to be a blonde. So I'm going to let him. It's his own choice of self-expression. He's too old for me to boss him around, so I'll just let him go blonde. He'll realize the upkeep is too costly, and he'll go back to his dark self. Rusty Cat Dusty, that is exactly it. And, the Mariners are in first place in the American League. I knew that they were close to the top. And your Texas Rangers are 2 games out of a playoff spot. Okay, so are the Rangers and the Mariners in the same division? The same subgroup? I don't really know. And our senior cats lost about a third of their weight over the decade. I don't understand why that doesn't work that way for me. Yeah, exactly. Well, Picola T, if anything, the weight that they gained or that they lost, they didn't lose it. You just found it. So the cats gave you their weight and you took it. Just like with me, my cats gave me their weight and I'm taking it now. And Terry is telling me that yes, indeedly do, the Rangers and Mariners are both in the American League West. So, does my team have to leave? I guess, what am I trying to ask? Can both the Rangers and the Mariners go to the playoffs? Can we both get playoff spots? That's what I'm asking. And let's see here. Andre, as a kid, one summer in Hawaii, I stayed on the beach so much on the beach, my hair got blonde on the ends, red in the middle, and dark at the roots. Yes, that sounds exactly like, yep, that's exactly what would happen. And has anyone ever really successfully bossed a house cat around? It all depends on who you're asking. I'd be willing to bet that yes, there's a human out there that thinks they did. They think that they won that argument, and the cat that they won the argument with actually knows, yeah, I let him win that. I chose to do. I let him think he's bossing me around, but I actually chose to do that. But I'm sure there's a human out there that thinks that they did successfully boss a house cat around. Okay, so both Mariners and the Rangers can be in the playoff spots. Well, then good. I hope that happens. There we go. Sports ball wins for everybody. Everybody loves to win their sports balls. That's it. Okay, so let's see here. Kenny, both can get into the playoffs, but only one can go to the series. They won the argument and then later found out found a gift booby trapped in their shoes. Exactly. Or Andre, worse. Okay, I'm not going to say worse. Almost, maybe worse, definitely as bad, not better. Or the gift could have been left in their bed. Oh, not just pee on the bed, my friend. One of my cats, little girl Kitty, she is no longer with us. And after this evening, she was almost no longer with us either. She was so angry at me that she went into my bedroom, undid my sheets, dumped a load of crap, and peed in my bed, covered it back up with the sheets, and then left. Now, I should have known something was off for two reasons. First off, I kept smelling cat poo, and it was like, where is this coming from, right? But then I also, and this is where I really should have known better, my orange kitty, Whiskey, hopped onto my bed, and then he took a look around and got the hell out of Dodge. He went outside. And Guinness, a little while later, did the exact same thing. The moment he hopped on my bed, he got the hell out of Dodge, because both of them could smell exactly what little girl Kitty had done, and neither of them wanted to be around for the aftermath, and they disappeared into the darkness, not to be seen from until the very next day. I thought it was weird. I was like, well, what scared them in my bedroom? I totally noticed them going in my room and then leaving like a bat out of hell, right? So I'm just like, oh, that's weird. Still no. So what do? I get into bed and I slide my... I don't think I need to explain to you what happened when I got into bed. Needless to say, that cat almost died that night. That cat almost died that night. I was livid. She, I believe, knew she crossed the line. She never did that again. But yeah, I threw her literally, and I'm not, first off, you shouldn't throw cats, okay? You shouldn't. Don't. But I did. I threw her outside like nobody's business. Scruff of neck, alley-ooped her out the front door, and she was all until she landed. She landed on all 4 feet. She was a cat. She was fine. Don't do what I did, but I'm telling you what I did, because there comes a point when your feet are covered with cat shit and your leg is soaked in cat pee. Pardon me, I know I don't normally swear like that, but it was just awful. And I threw her. I threw her out the window. No, out the front door. I did. Don't do what I did. But even more so, just try not to have a cat that did what she did, man. Yeah, she was literally yeeted. Exactly, Mitchie Mama. Shades of Amber Heard. And yes, I am reliving the trauma, Andre. It's a natural substance, Molly. I know, but it's gross because here's the deal. First off, yes, it's a natural substance, but you have to also remember, I was going to bed. I was tired, I was sleepy, I was going to bed. And now, I have to undo my entire bed, put my take a shower, put the laundry sheets in the, actually I didn't, put the laundry sheets on the floor in the bathroom to be dealt with tomorrow. But then I had to remake my bed. I had to clean up, and pat down, and it was... I just wanted to go to bed, and I had to stay up for another hour cleaning things up. See, Honda, very good question. How do you know it was your girl, Kitty? Because she'd been known to do that before. She always peed in anger in bad places. That was totally her mode. Second off, my boy kitties refuse to even go to the bathroom in a litter box inside. My boy kitties always went outside to do their business. Doing their business inside was just not what they did. I had I had a litter box for years with them before little girl kitty came into play, and they never used their litter box. So I just, it truly was not their style, whereas it was exactly what she had been doing since she was a kitten. In fact, in retrospect, knowing what I know now about female cats who pee in anger, they generally exhibit that behavior very early in life, and they won't change. And even though I love little girl kitty so much, she was so important to me, and I still think of her very fondly. Knowing what I know now, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't have kept her. After her first exhibit of peeing out of anger, I would have been like, oh, you got to find a different house because this ain't going to work for me. My mom had the same attitude about cats that peed where they shouldn't. She's just like, nope, you really don't get a second chance. There's one thing, like if they're peeing near the litter box and they're trying to get to the litter box, that's one thing. But it's another thing entirely when they have made an active choice to go potty where they are not, go potty in a place that will piss you off, on the couch, on your bed, that kind of thing. That behavior, on the stove. Oh, I've had a cat. I didn't have a cat, but I had a roommate that had a cat that did that. You can't, and it's always a female cat. See, Honda sounds like a female. It does, dude. It's all, male cats will mark territory, and it'll be stinky and it'll be inconvenient, but it's not done out of anger or targeting something you really like. I've never had a male cat do that, even though I've had male cats in my house that have sprayed. It's literally just a territorial, like, oh, here's a wall, I'm just gonna burp. It's not like they found, like, oh, here's your purse, I'm gonna go pee on it. A girl kitty would do that. And option in the house, you think you've heard people say the same thing about female dogs too. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't have enough experience with dogs to say that, whereas I can with the cats. But for real, I really believe that some cats, if they have that as part of their repertoire of anger, they're never going to get rid of it. And I don't think that it's all female cats. In fact, Ashes, she'd rather explode from pee than not pee in her litter box. Like, her litter box is her thing. She definitely, she's got her quirks, but peeing out of anger isn't one of them. And let's see here. Okay, but Andre is coming in with an alternate point of view, which is, I had a roommate male cat with a male cat that would soak important things and soak them. It was really gross. Right, so I'm guessing then that there are some male cats that do choose their targets very distinctly to make a point. I've luckily never experienced that. The females, on the other hand, yeah, I've been there, done that. And I seem to recall you had a boy soak my poster. No, he didn't soak it. He just sprayed it. And it was just a little bit, but a little bit stinks a long way. But, it's like, it's just not the same. It's just not the same as what little girl used to do. Little girl, I swear, she had a bladder the size of a basketball, and she could just dump it, and things would be just soaking. It's like, how did one cat produce so much urine? But yeah, what a lovely topic we've got here today. Let's see here. So, oh, okay. So, let's see here. Totally different subject now, because we really don't need to talk about animal waste anymore. We are going to talk a little bit more about Pecola T and her travels, though. Okay. Because she told me something that I had never heard of, And I'm wondering if you guys had heard of these two. You probably haven't, because I think we're the only ones that have them. But and I don't really understand. I don't know. I don't really understand the point of these. But anyway, SeaTac Airport has some new technology that they are experimenting with. And it's not SeaTac Airport, actually. It's Alaska Airlines at SeaTac. But if you are a traveler through the SeaTac Airport flying on Alaska, you have an option if you need to use an automatic self-driving wheelchair. An automatic self-driving wheelchair. They go about 1 mile per hour. And I honestly just don't see why it needs to be self-driving. Like, why don't they just provide scooters for those of them who need them, right? Anyway, here's a little news thing about self-driving wheelchairs.
This is 19 News.
Welcome back. Getting around the airport got a whole lot easier for some travelers, at least. Seattle-Tacoma International Airport is now testing out self-driving wheelchairs. And here's how it works. If you need a wheelchair to get to your gate, you can skip that usual wait and hop onto one of these high-tech chairs instead. Now, they are equipped with touch screens, so you can just tell it what your gate number is, and then, hey, off you go. These smart wheelchairs are also programmed with routes throughout the airport. They have cameras and sensors to avoid bumping into people or things. Now, when you reach your gate, that chair will automatically head back to its docking station and be waiting for the next passenger. That is pretty cool.
So, I have a few questions. I mean, in theory, it's an okay idea. Because as Midnight Frequency Radio says, I have to use one from time to time and prefer to be in control. Honestly, there have been some airports that are so flippin' huge, and my ankle is so, especially, sometimes I can walk very easily. Other days, walking is a huge ordeal for me, because of my plate in my ankle. And so I have no doubt in my mind that one day I'm going to need a wheelchair to get from one side of an airport to another, right? But why can't I control it myself? Like, I know how to read signs. I know how to, if I could walk my way to the gate, I would, but instead I can't because it hurts to walk. That doesn't mean I don't know how to navigate my own way to the gate. And then also, they only go 1 mile per hour. Dude, even at my slowest, I'm like twice as fast as that. So, I don't know about that. And then, my other question or concern or confusion is, what about the people who are getting off of the plane? Shouldn't there be a docking station at the gates as well? Because when you're getting off of the plane, you might need one of those too. So they're only available to people going onto a plane, but they're not available if you're coming off of the plane? That just doesn't make sense. And then also, as Izmik is saying, I always use a wheelchair to get around airports. Exactly. They already have wheelchairs. Like, why? I don't know. I feel like it's a neat idea, but it doesn't seem to be done well to me. I mean, because to me it just seems like, why not just give people scooters? You know? I mean, because they're about the same size as a scooter. And you can make it so the scooter doesn't go faster than 2.5 miles an hour. And I can, you know, and actually with a scooter, you could probably make it either self-controlled and self-driving, or if you're a control freak like me, turn that part off and I'll just drive myself, thank you. I don't want this thing. I don't... Yes, I am a control freak. It makes me uncomfortable to know that these automated driving things I don't listen to my input. I can't... Ugh, people in scooters run over people walking. Yeah, I guess that's true too. But Terry in Scotland, why don't they give people one-wheelers like Andy's? Dude, get real. I couldn't stand on a one-wheeler. That takes some serious core strength. One-wheeler, you gotta be kidding me, Terry. Why don't they just have huge moving walkways like they used to in airports? I think they do in some areas, but yeah, see, Honda, I used a wheelchair at SLC to help me transfer. It was a big trek. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been in the Salt Lake airport, but let me just tell you right now, flying into St. Louis, Missouri, that St. Louis airport is huge. And honestly, I was walking from one end to the other, and it was just, I wanted to hitch a ride somehow, and you use one with a porter to help with your luggage. Right, there you go. And Elaine, security to keep it in the airport. Wheelchair assistance was so slow, I almost missed my flight. So if there's an automated chair, it seems better. Yes, I guess there is that. I mean, to me, it just sort of seems like automated self-driving wheelchairs are obviously the more expensive solution. As our country is aging, we're going to need more and more wheelchairs. So maybe we should just spend the money on the wheelchairs and the porters with them and get more than these automated ones. I don't know. I'm just an old person saying get off my lawn, basically. That's what it boils down to. Just an old person saying get off my lawn. I don't like these changes. And I drove golf carts around festival sites for years, and I gotta say, people don't see you, and little kids are the worst. Well, if you run over a little kid, they'll learn real quick, won't they? I didn't say that. Yes, I did. I don't have children, so I'm a horrible person. But yeah, run one kid over in a golf cart, that kid learns real quick. And all the other kids that saw it too, they learn by proxy. Get to learning, kids. Vroom. And let's see here. Little dog sleds give all the dogs in rescue a job. And then Terry in Scotland coming in, little dog sleds pulled by little robot dogs. And you guys, all the little robot dogs, in case they bite, will need little robot muzzles, and so Trail Dust can make a boob holder muzzle for all the little robot dogs. And let's see here, Delta offered it for free. The porter can call the gate to wait if you're late. Oh, right, see, and you know what? I'll tell you what, those 1 mile per hour electronic wheelchairs at SeaTac, they don't call the gate to wait. So what I'm telling you is, what I really think is, invest more in old-fashioned wheelchairs and the porter labor that goes with them. And oh my God, Elaine, during pandemic, assistance was scarce. My guy had 3 wheelchairs going at the same time. I don't even understand how that's possible. I hope he was getting paid triple time. And Midnight Frequency Radio, I'm one of the people that have issues with AI controlling things. As am I, sir. As am I. That's why I can appreciate with Bacola T and with Shock saying, like, people on scooters run people over. Okay, I get it. But can't we just have a compromise where maybe AI prevents that, like, and then you still get to control it? I don't know. And Shock, yes, I got wheelchairs when we went to Thailand because I was having such a bad time. They did let Scott push me around in Korea. Yeah, I would like to think that if you've got someone to push you around, then that just leaves one porter with one less person to deal with. I would like to think they would let you do that. But I don't know what the policies are. Yep, I've seen 3 wheelchairs run by one person. That's insane, eMusic. He better be getting, he or she better be getting, paid triple time. And, actually, Andre, that's kind of a good idea. They just need one of those kiddie trains that just goes through the airport with a tour. I'm all for that. I am all for that. And Shockey requested the help on one flight, and they just provided them on all of them. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And Trail Dust, self-driving is cool, but what happens with a system failure? Exactly. I would like a hybrid issue, so to speak. And eMusic, Honolulu has the 3 wheelchairs, that's all. Oh no. And Terry brings up a very good point. Maybe we should work on common sense before we concentrate on AI. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, so that is, right now, like I said, these are only at SeaTac and they're only for Alaska Airlines customers. But I'm guessing that they're gonna be probably spreading to other, it sounds like it's technology that Alaska Airlines is investing in. So I'm going to assume that if you fly on Alaska Airlines or at an airport that supports Alaska Airlines, sometime in the near future, you will be running across these automated wheelchairs. When Piccola T first mentioned them to me, I was just like, what is she even, what? And I know I haven't been in an airplane for a couple years now, and technology does evolve, but I really had no idea what she was talking about, so of course I had to look it up, and now here we are. And yes, Andre, in San Francisco, people attack the robot cars. Honestly, I have such mixed feelings about that, because the idea of the Waymo, the remote control, the automated cars, I hate that idea. But here's what I really hate even more is, what if you're riding in one and that car gets attacked? That has got to be terrifying. Like, you're kind of stuck in this, I have mixed feelings about attacking those cars. If the cars are empty, by all means, but if there's someone, but if it's someone, who's in that car, well, please let's not do that. And just put a cow catcher on a scooter. That way all the people who can't be bothered to monitor the surroundings don't get run over. They just get yeeted to the side. I'm not hating that idea, actually, Kenny. I'm not hating that idea at all. And Piccola T coming in. Yes, the smart wheelchairs had baskets for carry-ons. Okay. And yeah, Andre, I thought I'd seen video of robot cars being attacked with people in them, which is why I was like, I'm not that cool with that. I mean, in theory, attacking the cars, fine, like, put it out of service, but when there's someone in the car, that's terrifying. I don't care if you're a dude or a chick, but especially if you're a chick, dude, you're sitting there and you're in this glass bubble and people are attacking the glass bubble that you are in. And I realize it's a glass and a steel and a plastic bubble, but still. You are in the middle of the attack, literally. And and let's see here. Trail Dust, you had to put your glasses on. It looked like Elaine asked where to put your crayons. Trail Dust, I thought that's what she said too. That's exactly what my eyes saw. And I was like, why is she talking about crayons? And then I reread it and it was like, it's not crayons, it's carry-ons. Trail Dust, your eyes and my eyes are seeing the same thing. And wait a second, hold on, Terry, you're gonna have to explain this a little bit more. And I am not at all surprised that it's Glasgow, of all places, that had this. All the trams in Glasgow had drunk catchers on them. Every Saturday night, there'd be 2 or 3 at the front of most trams. What, pray tell, exactly is a drunk catcher? I mean, let me rephrase that. How is it shaped? What, is it just some... Explain, please. I'm gonna have to look this up, actually. Because it seems like... so dangerous what I'm envisioning seems so dangerous. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just very curious there, Terry in Scotland. They burned one that was empty with fireworks, so if the robot cars attack back, it is self-defense. And you saw lots of robot waiters in Japan, but also saw them in St. George, Utah, of all places. St. George, Utah, that is so weird. This is the third time I have heard of St. George, Utah in the last, week. Prior to that, I've never heard of St. George, Utah. We won't get into why I've heard of St. George, Utah. If you've been paying any attention to what happened in Utah, you might know why we've been hearing more about St. George, Utah. But, all right, St. George also has robots. Good to know. They've got Mormons, they've got shooters, they've got people who kill people, and they've got robot raiders too. St. George! That'll be their new theme song to come visit the town. And okay, so Terry in Scotland, they were nets stretched on a frame at the front of the tram. All the drunks would just roll into them. And so then they would just be on the front of the tram in the net, traveling through town? Is that what they did? And then how do you get out of the net? Do you have to do you need assistance? I feel like I need to see a video of this. So we just might have to have a whole discussion about drunk catchers on Glasgow trams, because this I have got to see. This I have got to see. And yes, they would just go around town until someone extracted them. Oh my God. And let's see here. I know one gal who likes the Waymo Uber so you don't get bothered by the driver late at night. She felt safer. I can appreciate that logic too. I don't think I personally would not feel safer, but I can see how a woman would. And let's see here. Also really big houses for really big families, shopping at Costco, loading up their really big vans. Oh, that must be St. George, Utah as well. Okay. Well, of course, it's Utah. Really big families. Duh. All right. So, okay, you guys, we have got about 6 minutes left, which means we might have something that I want to show you, but we might not have something I want to show you. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, I know what I'll show you. This is just silly. It's with nature. I'm not sure if you were, if you're familiar with the bird, the albatross, but the albatross is one of, if not the largest, ocean-faring birds. They fly and fly and fly for thousands upon thousands of miles without ever landing. They're really ocean-oriented, and there's this one little island in the middle of the ocean where they like to go. And they like to have their babies. And this last year apparently was a particularly abundant year for all the babies. And this is a little video of all the babies, the fledglings, practicing to learn to fly. And frankly, I think it's so cute. Look at all the babies. Those were a lot of babies. Big babies, but still little babies. They were just learning to fly. Yep, they were just trying to exercise their wings. And I just thought that was really cute. So I wanted to share it with you because it was cute. There you go. It does look like they're preparing for a flash mob dance. It does. It's so cute. Speaking of flash mobs, you guys, I shared this on my Facebook page, and it's been getting traction on the internet, so it really shouldn't be hard to find. But if you want to see one of the coolest flash mobs ever, go Google Bohemian Rhapsody flash mob. Apparently a town in France had this flash mob happen, and it was this coordinated performance of Bohemian Rhapsody, and it is amazing. It takes place over multiple buildings, cars and trucks come out at, like, it is so over the top. I don't know how they rehearsed it. I don't know how they did it, but it is an amazing flash mob, a flash mob unlike I've ever experienced or seen in my life, or at least the video of, because actually I've never experienced a flash mob in my real life. I've just seen videos of them. And yeah, pre-flight calisthenics, exactly. And you saw that, says Shock, but you didn't watch it. You like the Sizulu version of that as well. I don't know what the Sizulu version of that was. But Mitchie Mama, you saw it. Wasn't it kind of cool? It was just like, you know, people were so enamored by this one thing that's coming over here that they don't even notice the second act is like walking up right behind them, and then all of a sudden, you know, it's just, oh my god. Oh, the Zulu. Okay, it was surreal. Oh yeah, I bet that would be kind of surreal. And yeah, the main singer has a nice voice too. And let's see here, Terry in Scotland making fun of somebody that I probably would have laughed at too. I saw a big red-faced dude in Glasgow Central Station carrying a suitcase in each hand do a faceplant on the platform one night. I thought there's a dead man for sure, but he just stood up and carried on. Like nothing happened. And, let's see here. ELO has a video on YouTube for the song All Over the World. It's flash mobs from, and I'm sure Kenny's going to let us know what it's flash mobs from. But while we're waiting for that, I experienced a flash mob. Wait, one person doesn't make a mob. just a flash. From all over the world, says Kenny. And the kid with the guitar. Yeah, Mitchie Mama, that was exactly what I was referring to, was a because this kid's just walking through the crowd with his guitar, and suddenly, boom, yeah, he's the center stage of it all. And Shock, for those of you who are actually vaguely curious about what the flying fork it is I'm talking about, Shock has just put the link to what the flying fork it is we're talking about in regards to the Paris flash mob. Okay, so it was Paris. I knew it was somewhere in France. I wasn't sure if it was Paris. Either way, excellent flash mob. And when I'm done here in the next minute or so, I will definitely be checking out the Zulu flash mob. And yes, very good question. Shock is asking, can everybody on the YouTube side see the links? I'm seeing the link on both the Restream chat and on the Twitch chat, but I don't have YouTube chat up. Restream generally is accurate, but I want to make sure, and Mama Sean is coming in with the confirmation, yes indeedly do. We can see that. And as you know, that's not really what Mama Sean said. Mama Sean said, yes, the Shock, thanks. She did not say yes indeedly do. I said that. Okay, so 1 minute until the bottom of the hour, which means it is time to say goodbye. Hopefully we will see each other Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. 6:30 p.m. for Andy Pigeon. For Andy Pigeon's Daily Boomatai. Okay, we're going to do that. And then on Wednesday, 5 p.m. West Coast time, we will have another chat show. And then Saturday, I'm thinking we're going to watch the last episode of Chief of War. That's all I'm trying to say, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. Saturday, I had a movie planned. But then Terry was like, why are you going to be showing a movie? This other thing that we all want to see is going to be ready. And I'm like, oh yeah, that other thing, it's going to be ready. So we're probably going to watch that instead. All right, so I want to thank everybody for hanging out here, everybody for being goofy like me and talking about our over-the-shoulder wire cage boulder holders, among other things. And thank you, mods. Hopefully, I don't think you had to do much today except for throw down some linky links for their flash mob action. And yeah, I want to thank everybody. Wait, what? Hold on. Wait, what? No, Shock, you did stuff. I want to thank you for doing stuff. Wait, what? What? Okay, now we've got confusion is reigning through everything. So, on that note, when we're going to be confused, Oh, you missed the bra discussion. Yeah, here, we're going to do a quick repeat. We're not going to do the whole discussion, but yeah. God dang it, here we go. Trail Dust made these over-the-shoulder wire boulder holders. And we had a whole thing. And we talked about it a lot. And frankly, we could probably still talk about it again, but we can't because it's 1 minute past the bottom of the hour. All right, so we'll see each other soon. Maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, maybe Friday, maybe Saturday, maybe next Sunday. These are all the options we have on the table right now. Take care, y'all. Have a good rest of the weekend and have a great week starting tomorrow. Have a good one.